Hi everyone, good morning to all of you. I Himanshu Shukla welcome all of you to another video of Analytica, another session of Analytica where we discuss weekly two case studies. Okay, so in previous videos we have covered questions, the case studies from the previous year paper of this year means which has happened, that is 2020 mains exam GS4 paper. From today onwards we will discuss we will take 2019 paper and we'll start the discussion of case studies. Okay, so this is it, like what is this initiative and how we are going forward now. Now again I will thanks Nilofer, Marvin and Vijay for participating in the homework. Again we were missing Abhinav, we missed Abhinav and your response. So let me know, whosoever is watching these videos, whatever homework I am giving, do that, and that is beneficial for you and good for your answer writing. Okay, so this is it. Let's start with the question number 7. So if you have not read the question, read the question, take the question paper. As I keep telling all of you that whenever you want to attempt this case study or you want to listen to the videos, first you go read the question, attempt on your own, then listen to the videos, then only it will be helpful, then only you will be able to get the points when you will involve yourself with the case studies. Also the question has been posted in the description box, so you can take from there. Okay, so the question here, since you would have read, the question is saying there is a rescue operation and you have to head, and the case study is presenting a scenario where there is on one side there is natural calamity and on one side you have your team members, and there is a problem which has been created by the anger of the people. Okay, so you have to manage this scenario. The question is asking, it is a 20 marker question and it is asking, the first demand is what will be your response. Second, it is asking what qualities of a public servant, examine the qualities of public servant which will be required to manage the scenario, the situation. Okay, so we have seen two parts are there, two demands are there. One is what will be your response? What will be your response? And second, this is your first demand, and second they are asking to examine the qualities which are needed by civil servants to analyze this scenarios of civil servants. Okay, fine. So what this question is demanding? This question is demanding, there are three demands. You have to manage anger of people, you have to manage fear and frustration of your team members, and the third demand is that you have to manage the overall rescue operation. Okay, so we'll see one by one what all you have to manage. Your responses for all these three. First is that managing fear of team members or managing the team members. Now they are frustrated. One of your team member has been injured by the people. The people are angry that rescue operation is late, and that's why they are not happy with the scenario. And since they are not happy, they have injured and they are like not happy with their team members. So now your team members have this frustration that we will not do any rescue operation, let's call off this rescue operation. Okay, now you have to manage this scenario. So the first response with respect to your team members, what it should be, whenever you are facing this scenario, just imagine yourself in that scenario. First, one of your team member is injured, so you have to provide immediate medical relief, that okay, your team members will be pacified, so you have to take care of the medical emergency and you have to take care that his injury, his first aid or whatever medical response you can give or you can provide, that has to be taken care. Your team members will be happy that okay, he's being taken care. Second, when it comes to other team members, you have to listen to them. First, give them opportunity to vent out. First, give them opportunity to tell what they are feeling. Try to understand their mindset. Try to listen to them. Not try, you have to listen. You have to listen what they are feeling and how they are feeling. What are their grievances? Okay. After listening, after analyzing the scenario, then you start talking to them based on whatever they have told. When you will talk to them, you have to tell them ultimately, see, we are not going to call off the rescue operation, we have to do the rescue operation. When we have to do the rescue operation, now you have to convince them, you have to motivate them, you have to persuade them based on the what is their mental status. You will talk to them, You will tell them that, see, you will remind them about the constitution, their constitutional responsibility, their duty, and you will remind them of why did they join this job. You will remind them and tell that, you will try to convince them by asking that forget people's anger. We cannot have, you try to recall or motivate them with the help of Gandhiji's quote that an eye for an eye will make the whole world blind. You tell them bone for bone, eye for eye is not the solution. So anger for anger or retaliation for retaliation is not the option, should not be the priority. If the people are angry, try to understand their mindset, why people are angry. So you will convince them by making them understand the people's mindset. People are angry because they had this fear of losing their life. People had some expectations from the government, they have expectations from the rescue team members. So out of it is another extreme of love, right? So they had this expectation and that's why they are angry. Of course, people should also understand this scenario that why the rescue operation was halted or was disrupted, but ultimately we cannot, for now we have to take care of us, our duty, our responsibility towards people. So you will try to convince them by giving these examples. You will also tell them that it is their responsibility to do this job, okay? They should not retaliate. So based on this, you will try to communicate, you will convince them, you will persuade them, you will motivate them, okay? This is with respect to the talking, and 4-5 steps we have discussed what all we will do and on what lines, what arguments we will give. Coming to another part of convincing itself, you will remind them about the glorious history of rescue operations. They would have faced such scenario in the past as well. The team, the regiment, the contingent or the unit would have some past history, right? So you will try to recall them about their war cry, about their past history, the glorious history, their history of rescuing the people. And very sad, yesterday also there is one natural calamity in Uttarakhand. So taking from there, there was one video being circulated where ITBP people, they know that what is happening down, but still they are going on a rope to rescue people, right? So you try to tell them that, okay, see, in past you also have done this. You will try to motivate them by showing that courage of other fellow officers or fellow soldiers. You will try to motivate them through their example, okay? And that even though they are going to death trap, but they have this courage to rescue people. They are so committed, they have this love towards their citizens. They are not going to retaliate, they are doing their duty. That is the most important thing. So you will remind all these things and then you will try to manage your team members. Second, so here we have discussed managing team members. Response with respect to managing team members. Second, you have to manage the people, the citizens as well. So you, on one side you have to manage your team, on the other side you have to manage the people as well. So what you will do with respect to managing people? With respect to managing people, you will tell them about the importance of rescue operation. You will try to convince them by informing them that why this rescue operation was disrupted and why they were also stuck. After all, they are also human beings. Then you will convince them by telling the mindset of the rescue operators, rescue team. You will tell them that they are also brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, maybe there would be some ladies as well. So they are also sisters and mothers. They are also humans. So if you retaliate in this scenario, try to understand their frame of mind. Rather, you should support to them. When it comes to support, you try to give examples or the case studies, you can take examples from there. Okay, in every society, in every area, there will be certain influential people will be there. There will be a group of citizens who will be very active in the rescue operations, or they will offer their help, they will offer their resources. For example, I think yesterday only I was reading some news. There I read that in Kashmir, during this lockdown period, during this COVID scenario, there was a person who was stigmatized, and there was discrimination against him. A lot of things were happening around him. Personally, people started ignoring him because of some scenario was there. What he did, he converted his boat, boat in an ambulance, and it became the first floating ambulance of the country, and he is offering help. So he is offering help to the during the corona time. So it is first ever lake ambulance, right? So it is an effort by civilian person. So we can always rope in such civilian person for convincing, for providing their leadership, by for providing or they can offer, take initiatives, and they can change the scenario, they can mobilize people, they can ultimately they can also become bridge or part of the rescue operation. So also think like that and try to take case studies from Uttarakhand, ITBP, Army's role, or the case studies where I have discussed about the Kashmir or the local people. So whenever you are reading about such calamities, you will get ample amount of such case examples, so in the newspaper. So try to collect them. You can collect the theme, the idea from there, even if you are not quoting the case study or the example as it is. So remember that. Okay. Next, after managing team, after managing people, you have to manage your the rescue operation. So for rescue operation, what you will do, ultimately you have to follow the standard operating procedures, SOP you have to follow. You have to find people, you have to provide them food, you have to provide them medicines, you have to do all this relocation. So that is important. So we'll do all these things. Coming to after first part of the question, coming to second part of the question, it is asking qualities which are required for a civil servant to manage this scenario or such a situation. What all qualities are needed? Okay, so we'll discuss one by one. Basically, here we need all the leadership qualities, all the leadership qualities. So these leadership qualities includes what? So these leadership qualities, first and foremost important is decision making. So decision making in such scenario, you have to take decisions in fractions of seconds. So you have to convince people, you have to mobilize medicine, you have to mobilize food, you have to mobilize the support system through air, you have to motivate your team members as well. So decisions has to be taken very quickly and firmly. You have to take decisions firmly. There should be no indecisiveness. So decision making becomes very important. Then take the points, take the qualities from emotional quotient, emotional intelligence, which includes not only knowing about ourselves, but it also includes empathy, motivation. So such traits will be helpful here. Okay. Then of course you have to be disciplined and you have to follow your integrity even if people are not watching, even if your boss is not watching. You have to be accountable to yourself, you have to follow your integrity, you have to be honest with your duty, that okay, even my team members are saying that call of the duty will give some reasons, but don't accept that. Be a person of integrity. Okay, so integrity, when we talk about integrity, we have to also integrity and discipline, we should also talk about our commitment towards constitution, towards our duty, and next comes fifth point is responsibility, taking the responsibility of the situation, be it on the part of the people, be on the part of your team members. You should have responsibility to take decisions. Okay, then coming to next, as we have seen in the example of yesterday's Uttarakhand example, or every time during natural calamities, our forces, armed forces, they will provide tremendous support. So that needs what? Sixth point, that needs courage. That needs seventh point, conviction. Courage and conviction you can write together. So these are the qualities which we need. Also, you have to be a good listener. You should have good communication skills. You should have good persuasion skills, which are needed for your team members and for the people as well, right? So communication skills. And when we talk about communication, it has to be included or it has to be added with persuasion skills, right? And being a good listener. So being a good listener, either you can write as a part of emotional quotient or during communication skills, listening skill also you will write, right? And here you have to take multiple initiatives, since you have to rope in people as well, rope in civilians as well. So you will take that initiative. So initiative taking skill should be there, taking initiatives. Okay, so these are the 8 points which you have to write, that what all leadership qualities are needed and what all should be there in a civil servant to manage this scenario. Okay. Okay, so this is it with respect to this case study today. Okay, so what should be today's homework? Today's homework, I want all of you to rope in and give examples from different calamities. First, you mention different calamities and try to identify any civil servant or the certain examples where some civilian has played role, or where during Falin in 2014, I guess it was a cyclone. That rescue operation was appreciated. The role of the district collector, the role of the SP was appreciated. So try to collect examples where you have to write about the calamities and how different, maybe the disaster response team, the local administration, the police authorities, the armed forces, they have played their role, and along with that civilians have also played role, NGOs have played their role. So you have to collect such examples and you have to put down in the comment section. I'll wait for your responses, and yes, all the people who are participating, do keep writing the answers, keep writing, doing the homework, it will help you. Okay, so thank you. We'll meet in the next video with another case study of 2019 paper, and that will be our 8th question. Okay, so see you, bye bye, take care, thank you.